Tippy time, my damies, Top Cat here, and welcome back to the channel. With a bevy of changes coming to LMGs come Lightfall, including a 10% damage buff, Grand Overture is once again poised to be king. But let's take a quick look at some other contenders before I come with the shocking truth. Our fixed odds sits in the 360 RPM bracket. It comes with firing line and we can craft it. Now the reason I wanted to look at this originally was it's solar and Overture is arc. With surges being introduced next season, anything solar will be 25% stronger every second week. Now unfortunately, even with that buff, this didn't appear to be strong enough to close that gap. So we turn to the Commemoration. This 450 RPM LMG has a lot better traits. Things like 4 times a charm was a really useful reloading option. This test here is also using Focus Fury, but it does also come with firing line. Now Void is the other bi-weekly surge, making Void weapons another really great option. But once again it fell a little bit shy of the numbers I'd like to see, but at 1 million damage plus the 10% bonus LMGs are getting next season, a 25% bi-weekly burn is not completely terrible. The Retrograde 2 is a Void weapon, and despite the volatile patch going through, this still is a top pick for legendary LMGs. This puppy actually does fairly decent damage for an LMG. I particularly think LMGs are a great choice when it comes to double special builds, as they can play with miners with a great ammo economy while still giving you an option for boss DPS. But let's be fair, if we're going to do boss damage with an LMG, surely we would be looking at an exotic, right? The Thunderlord is the first of the 2 arc LMGs. Now truthfully, I didn't expect this to do as well as it did. I tended to think of this as more of a utility for Legend and Master content, being that it has built-in overload, but the catalyst worked quite well at helping to bump up and top up that ammo, but with double reserves it bumped it up a little bit too hard. Now there are going to be changes to reserves in Lightfall. Hopefully this benefits the Thunderlord, because at 1.2 million damage this is still good numbers, and we still had 8 seconds of DPS there we could be doing. Now the Xeno also had similar damage to that of the Thunderlord, but in Season 20, because of the Solar Surge, this is definitely going to be the superior option. With just one reserve mod, it dealt out 1.2 million, a second reserve gave me 2 extra shots for 1272. We still had 10 seconds to spare and a bit more damage that could have been done. We used a Cartesian for this. Our armor charges will be affinity based, so take your favorite solar weapon to combo with this. But personally, the LMG I'm really liking for Season 20 is going to be the Heir Apparent. I really do love this thing. It's super easy to use, and with the Acton War Rig you can go a full 30-second damage phase without reloading once, and therein lies its charm. The bi-weekly Solar Surge will, I think, really chuck this up the pecking order, but can it beat Grand Overture? Overture might be better for burst damage and even overall damage. In this test I got 1.49 million, but in Season 20 it'll be hitting about 1.6, and on the Solar Surge week the Heir Apparent will be hitting about 1.8 million. So depending on the encounter and the surge of that week, the Heir Apparent actually looks like an excellent option and will be better than the Grand Overture. Let us also not forget the other surges Void, and in Season 20 we'll finally have a Void LMG in the Deterministic Chaos. Whatever the case may be, LMGs could be poised to reign, as even the more popular GLs like the Wendigo and the Typhoon are not Solar and Void, they're Arc and Stasis. So these won't, really harmonize with our surges. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until next time, tippy time my jamies, what a tie.